When you think secret government alien studying facilities, you think Area 51, and for good reason. Area 51 made headlines in 2019 when the internet rallied to potentially storm the gates. But here's a thought for you. Are there other secret government testing sites in other countries? Guys, of course there are. In Russia, this facility is known as Kapustin Yar. Above the surface, you'll find 4 ballistic launch complexes, 14 launch pads, a precision tracking radar facility, 3 3,500-foot runways, and numerous strange and unidentified areas. But travel a quarter mile below the surface? Yeah, that's where things get a bit spooky. Claims of alien autopsy rooms and long hangars containing crashed spaceships have been made by eyewitnesses. But what do we really know about this place? Today, we're finding out. 100 kilometers east of Stalingrad, which was later renamed Volgograd, and just about 800 kilometers south of Moscow, you'll find the very first missile test range that was built for the Soviet Union. This is the facility known as Kapustin Yar. Completed in 1947, it was during this inaugural year that Kapustin Yar had its first tests of the V-2, also known by its more technical name, the Aggregate 4. It was the first long-range guided ballistic missile. Development of this missile cost Germany $2 billion, and during this time, each missile cost $17,877. At Kapustin Yar, 12 missiles were launched, just about 225 kilometers. These tests caught the attention of American intelligence agencies, so they quickly sent out American spy planes to see just what was going on at Kapustin Yar. What they saw took their breath away. A railroad led straight into the main complex of Kapustin Yar. Branching out, a railroad headed north, connected to a road, leading to a radar development area, missile storage units, and ending with the SAM launch complex. Take a road or railway east of Kapustin Yar, and you'll see communications outposts, a missile assembly and checkout area, and troop training and support areas. Then you'll find 7 additional launch sites that are all in a line from north to south, ending very close to the nearby neighboring town of Vladimirovka. All in all, this entire above-ground testing facility is 1,400 square feet. But this is only half the story of Kapustin Yar. The U.S. spy planes caught wind of an underground complex, and it's here that things start to feel a bit out of this world. See, when the facility was first built, there really wasn't a Soviet space budget. To give you an idea of what we're talking about, from 1950 to 1960, only $2 billion total was spent. That was the entire budget for 10 years for any and all things space. But starting in 1950, Soviet space expenditures went up exponentially, and it increased even more from 1960 to 1969, to the tune of almost $7 billion spent in 1 year. Yeah, the space race was on, and you can bet that the Soviet Union wanted to win. And the more they spent, the more their secret facility for all things strange and spooky grew, which brings us to the underground portion of Kapustin Yar. And from what we know, by traveling through a long corridor that would take you down a quarter mile beneath the Earth's surface, you would find yourself in the heart of Russia's main base for UFO research. A central hub connects it all together, with 2 large tunnels extending out from either side. Eyewitness accounts claim that these tunnels contain rooms where alien autopsies, extraterrestrial tech studies and experimentation, and quite possibly otherworldly holding cells for visitors from space are all located. Just how many rooms there are or how big they are remains a mystery. But one thing that is well documented by Russian UFO experts is the 2 long hangars that extend out of the central hub that at first glance seem to be abandoned. This might take you by surprise at first. After all, shouldn't hangars have planes and be above ground? But keep traveling down these long, thin tunnels, and you're sure to come across massive cylinder-shaped objects. If you're thinking these cylinders are alien tech, you're absolutely right. Experts claim that they are actually crashed spacecraft. And here at Kapustin Yar, government scientists spend day after day and year after year studying, tinkering with, and hopefully reverse engineering these advanced spacecraft. The hope here is to find out just how these devices work and get the newfound technology into the hands of the Russian military. As you can imagine, the advancements that would come out of these alien crafts would be a huge asset to Russia. No wonder they're keeping this work a secret. These days, things have been pretty quiet with regards to a modern-day space race between the US and Russia. And the proof is in the budget. In 2014, Russia only spent $5 billion on their space program, and a few years later in 2020, they spent only $2.77 billion. But don't count the Russians out yet. Through all these years, they've never opened the doors on Kapustin Yar. We'd say it's because something worth hiding is going on behind its doors. Hey, before we go, have you ever wondered if Great Britain has the equivalent of Kapustin Yar or Area 51? The answer is yes. Southwest of England, in Wiltshire, is a former RAF base called Rudloe Manor. On the outside, it looks like an old English manor, but beneath the surface are underground tunnels and chambers where UFO studies take place. Believe it or not, this was confirmed in 2007 when declassified files were released from the National Archives. Seems like everyone wants a piece of the UFO action. We'll see you next time, right here on The Richest.